Next, let's cover Newsbank, including the Columbus Dispatch. We will learn how to use the Columbus Dispatch Electronic Edition and Newsbank. We will do basic searches for newspaper articles in each resource. The Columbus Dispatch Electronic Edition contains the full text of Columbus Dispatch articles that were published between July 16, 1985 and the present. However, it only contains obituaries published between 1995 and the present. It does not include images or graphics, it is text only. And it does not always include stories from sources besides the Dispatch, sources like newswires and syndicated columns. The Columbus Dispatch is part of the larger collection that makes up Newsbank, and we have a separate link for it on the research page. The search defaults to an advanced search where I have lines to type on, drop-down menus where I can specify a particular field, like all text, headline, byline, and a date limitation, among other options. I have the ability to add rows as I need them. Here, I've left the settings to the default of all text, and I'm searching Noe and Coins and 2005. Here are the results. On the right side of the page, I can change the view so that the oldest articles are presented first. Note the number of articles, 98, and the earliest date published, April 8, 2005. To see the full text of an article, click on the headline. Here is the full text of the first article. The citation is at the top of the page. Also at the top of the page, notice the links to print, save, or email. You also have the option to add to my collection or to save this article to your folder. You can select this option on the results page too. Next, let's take a look at the rest of the collection that makes up Newsbank. You can get there quickly by clicking Other Products at the top left, or you can select the link from the research page. Newsbank contains the full text of articles and transcripts from newspapers, magazines, and many other sources. It's by far the biggest collection of newspapers in the library's subscription databases. The scope of Newsbank is international, but U.S. sources do predominate. Remember that it's a good source for smaller papers that are not going to be covered in ProQuest or EBSCOhost, or if you need a variety of perspectives on a topic. If you access Newsbank from the Research tab, you'll notice that there is a separate link to Newsbank This Week Community Newspapers collection. It contains full-text articles from Suburban Columbus newspapers 2002 to the present. It is searched the same way as the other Newsbank article databases and will not be covered separately in our training, but feel free to explore. This is the Newsbank main page. Note that you can access America's obituaries and death notices from here. This database works similarly to the article portion of the Newsbank resources and will not be covered separately at this time, but again, feel free to explore. I'll click the link to Ohio newspapers under Access World News. And I'll try the same search that I did in the Columbus Dispatch, this time in the available Ohio resources. As you see here, I've entered Noe and Coins and 2005 just as I did before. The oldest articles are already displayed first. Compare the number of articles, 672, and the earliest date, April 3rd, 2005, with what I found earlier, 98 articles and April 8th. In this case, the story broke in the Blade out of Toledo, and that first article is the earliest that's listed here. Other papers then picked up the story and added their own commentary. If I click New Search at the top left side of the page, I can start a new search. For example, I could search everything in the USA or in the world. Try some searches on your own. So let's review. The Columbus Dispatch Electronic Edition contains the full text of articles published between July 16, 1985 and the present. However, it contains the full text of obituaries published in the Dispatch only between 1995 and the present. The Columbus Dispatch Electronic Edition does not include images or graphics, it is text only, and it does not always include stories from other sources such as newswires and syndicated columns. And Newsbank contains full-text articles and transcripts from newspapers, magazines, and many other sources. It offers the biggest collection of newspapers in the library's subscription databases. Its scope is international, but U.S. sources will predominate. Keep it in mind as a good source for those smaller papers that are not covered in ProQuest or EBSCOhost, or when you need a variety of perspectives on your topic.